Hey, what's up, guys? Good to see y'all. Happy Friday, happy Friday. Whew. We made it yet to the end of yet another one of the weeks of all time, y'all. We did it, y'all. We fucking did it. Hey, Godzilla, what's good? Good to see you, fam. How you doing? How was your week? Hey, Flacco, what's good? Good to see you. How was your week? Pretty good. Been doing some D&D stuff. Ah, nice, nice, nice. What sort of D&D stuff? Been like painting some minis for it, or you just been like playing through a campaign with some peeps? It was alright. That's good, Flacco. Yeah, I feel that. My week, I would describe my week as decisively mid myself. So I feel that. I feel that. Uh-oh. Almost dropped something fragile over here. Oh my goodness. Is that fine? That is fine. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Turn this down a little bit. Me and my friends have been doing Lost Mines of Flindiver, or however you pronounce it. Oh, nice, nice, nice. I actually don't know what that is. Is that like a certain, is that like a certain, like, 5e supplement? Is that like an official, is that an official 5e supplement, or is that like a, one made by like an indie dev or something like that? Oh, okay, bet, nice. Official, okay, nice, nice, nice. Interesting. Mines, let's see, I'm gonna look that up real quick, because I'm curious now. Oh yeah, here we go, D&D Beyond's got it right here. Interesting. Huh. It's got like 4 parts to it. Okay, okay. Nice, nice. Well, not 4 parts to it, but this index is split up into 4 parts. Interesting. Looks pretty fun. My only, I guess you could say, taste of like D&D type stuff here lately is has been playing Baldur's Gate 3. I'm playing a Tiefling Path of the Zealot Barbarian. Ooh, very nice, very nice. We love our Tiefling Barbarians very, very much. Also, I just realized that chat is looking pretty pale. So let me do something to fix that real fast. I thought I set the opacity of the chat separate from the opacity, like of the window separate from the opacity of the text, but I guess not. That's okay. We will fix that ASAP. Okay. That has been reset. But that's okay. I did a wee bit of housekeeping recently to try and improve the visibility of the chat. Figured I'd put it like behind like a square like this one right here, for example. Make it a little easier for y'all to read, especially those of you who are watching the VOD after this live stream and cannot see and want to see like the live chat exactly as it, you know, as it occurred, things like that. Speaking of our overlays, I also just noticed too that our sub goal counter is slightly outdated. We are actually, it says 118, but we are actually at 121 subscribers. Let's fucking go. Make sure that is saved, so let me manually update that. So that's nice and well and good and everything. I don't know. Oh, I know why it doesn't always automatically count up. It's because when people subscribe who don't have their subscriber list made public, Stream Elements doesn't detect that subscriber, and so as a result, the counter doesn't tick up whenever I get one of those subscribers. What is this? Whatever. My phone was going off for some reason, but it was just a spam call, so we need not worry about that. So what are we doing tonight? So tonight we are going to be building Celestine, the Living Saint, in preparation for our non-metallic metal paint job of her. I'm very excited to get to that. I imagine tonight's actually going to be a fairly short stream. The kit is only 3 models, but you know, we'll see how things go. Because this is going to be like the most technically challenging project that I will have ever done. Just as a mini painter period, I really want to like take my time with this project, you know, do it right the first time, make it look very neat, very professional. More like the living food, am I right? I hear Living Saints make great Tyranid food. Absolutely. So yeah, we're gonna take our time, go nice and slow throughout the entire course of this project, really, that's the plan. But even still, this build tonight should not take like a super duper long time. So yeah, we'll just power through and see where we're at afterward. And then yeah, the plan is I'll prime her off stream, prime her and the Gemini Superior off screen. And then from there, we'll get into the nitty gritty of it. I actually, I bought a couple of things today alongside, to help out, well not help out, but to help out with the project. Make sure to put skulls on the base. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I need to go to the game store and get some skulls. Skulls are always a nice touch whenever you're basing any particular model. But yeah, I picked up some artist ink today. Got these De La Rowney brand FW series acrylic inks, because I want to try these out with something later on. When we get like kind of late into the paint process, so I'm excited to use these. I've never used acrylic ink before when painting models, so I'm really looking forward to that. Also, the new NIDs come out for pre-orders. That is very true, Godzilla NID. Yes, yes, yes. I've been seeing all the buzz online. People are fiending for the Norn Emissary, and the Death Leaper too. I really like the Norn Emissary. That's definitely a model I want to add to my Tyranid collection at some point in the future. What else do I really like too? I like the new Termagants. The new Termagants I think look really good. The new Gene Stealers look miles and miles better than their older counterparts. So that's also really something I'm looking forward to getting my hands on too at some point. In fact, let me see. Let me pull up the Warhammer community article right now, actually. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at this. Hold on. This isn't the right article. Let me find the right one. Let's go to view all news, and then we will find, we'll load more, we will find the launch announcement. It's gonna be really, yeah, I think it's what, people are saying it's gonna be like what, like $120, something like that? Just crazy. 500, yeah, $500 to get everything, yeah, exactly. And like the Norn Emissary itself is gonna be like $120, something like that. Okay, yeah, here we go. Check this out, y'all. So, here's the Warhammer community article for the Tyranid preview for what's coming up this weekend. These are all the models that are going live for pre-order tomorrow. So, got the Codex itself, which I'm a little confused about. So, like, this is clearly the 9th edition cover right here, right? Is this supposed to be like what the cover actually is going to like be? Like, are they saying that like they want this to be like, is this going to be the 10th edition Codex cover? Because if so, that's a little weird, champ. I couldn't tell if it was like both this, or if it's like both of these and this is like a collector's edition. I feel like the collector's edition should just be the the default one because it's like, well, it's different. This is just the one from the last edition. So that's a little weird, champ, but you know. Then we got the Norn Emissary. This is the model I was talking about before, y'all. This model looks freaking sick. It's got 2 different configurations you can build it as the either the Norn Emissary or this other variant right here. Which one? Oh, the Norn Assimilator. That's what it's called. The Norn Assimilator. The only new art is the collector's edition. Oh, well, that's kind of a bummer. Well, thank you for clarifying that. First of all, Godzilla did. Yeah, that's a questionable decision in my opinion. To put it lightly. We got the Death Leaper here, looking very, very sick, I must say. Got the Lictor. I love the new Lictor model. This looks so much better than the old Lictor model. Like, it's not even close. Then we got the Neuro Lictor, looking all slimy and shit. I love the look of the new Gene Stealers. I love how they actually have like an actual like carapace to them, which is pretty sick. Look more fleshed out, look a lot more detailed. Probably just gonna skip getting the Termagon since it's just different guns that I can kit bash. Very true, very smart idea too, Godzilla did. Yeah, definitely go for that, especially to save money, live better Walmart, you know. We got the Termagants right here. We got the Hormagants right here, which also look very, very nice, very sleek. And then we got the Biovore. This model, this actually, I know I said the Norn Emissary, but was my favorite model, but now I'm looking at the Biovore again, and like actually this might be my favorite model of the new releases right here. This looks freaking amazing. I really like this. This is so much better than the old Biovore / Pyrovore model. Yeah, this range refresh is really nice. Big ups to Tyranid players. Y'all are kind of eating right now. Save for the fact that everything's probably going to be hella expensive, if bought through GW at the very least. But yeah, we got some other stuff down here. Speaking of cool models, this isn't the only cool model announced recently. Let me find that boy Fulgrim real quick. I think, what was it, a night or two ago, they revealed for Horus Heresy this model for Fulgrim Transfigured. This frickin' shit is so fucking cool. This Weird-Nids, yeah, exactly, Godzilla, dubs to the Tyranids for real. But this fucking guy, oh my god, this has gotta be, like, this is, dare I say, this might be the new best looking demon Primarch. Like, this, like, Fulgrim might have just dethroned Mortarion as the best looking demon Primarch in the entire game. My only regret on the behalf of Emperor's Children Chaos Space Marine players is that this is only legal in Warhammer 30k and the Horus Heresy, not legal in Warhammer 40k, because Fulgrim doesn't have a data sheet. Although they gotta add him back at some point, right? Unless I'm making a lore error here, and he's like actually like dead in the lore. Like, look, they got 3 out of the 4 like main Primarchs, demon Primarchs. Like, they gotta be able to, they gotta pull this into 40k at some point, because I mean, like, look at this shit. It's just, this is gorgeous. Like, first of all, like, the scale of it, I love how massive the wings are. Fucking the detail on his, like, tail area, the armor looking amazing. The facial features too, like, that detail is fucking amazing, dude. Godly. He's still kicking. That's what I thought. Fulgrim is still alive in the lore. Okay, so yeah, see, I feel like they gotta find a reason to, or they gotta find a way to pull him into 40k at some point. I feel like it's only a matter of time. I know when they say in this article that he's 30k only, I'm like, I don't believe that shit for a minute. Yeah, that's gotta be like only for a limited time. Wait, let's rip this plaster off now. No, this model won't be getting rules for Warhammer 40k. I don't believe this shit for, I don't believe this for a fucking minute. I really sincerely don't. They gotta. The demand, I feel like, would be too high to ignore. But then again, what do I know? There's a reason why I don't run a multi-million-dollar company. But they do, right? They know more than me, obviously. And yet they couldn't release updated data sheets for the Tyranids for free, even though the data sheets we currently have are free! But that's neither here nor there. Okay. And that's the only amount of salt I will shake onto the table of things here tonight. But anywhoosies. So, let me, without further ado, get into what we are really here to do tonight, which is build us up a Celestine the Living Saint. So, pull back up my monitor again. So, real quick breakdown on who it is we're dealing with here. So this is Saint Celestine's data sheet for 10th edition, right? So, in general, just like every other Sisters unit, she's not that tough. Toughness 3, has multiple wounds at the very least, and her Gemini Superior bodyguards actually take damage like on her behalf before she does. Like, they have to die in order to damage Celestine no matter what. So technically, if you take like their 2 wounds each combined with her 5, she has 9 wounds in total. Yes, the snack that smiles back, goldfish. She got a movement of 12 inches, so she's pretty fast, you know. Got an objective control value of 1 each for Celestine and each of her 2 Gemini Superior, but she's got a 2-up save and a 4-up invuln save, which is also kind of litty too. Her weapons include a standard bolt pistol and then the Ardent Blade, which has both a melee and a shooting profile. And the profile on this is okay. It got nerfed between 9th and 10th edition. It used to be stronger in melee, I must say, and in ranged. Right now it is what it's got torrent and ignores cover, so it's basically a flamer at range because it's d6 shots, strength 6, AP -2, and see, that's strength 6. That's the thing I'm like, really? Like, strength 6? This is a Saint Celestine, the living fucking saint, and you're only gonna give her like strength 6? Like, okay, sounds good. I mean, fine, whatever. We'll make do with it, I guess. But then also her melee profile is the same strength, like strength 6. It has an additional AP and additional point of damage, 5 attacks. But like, again, she's not quite as impressive from a combat standpoint as she was in 9th edition, unfortunately. But she's got some pretty interesting abilities though. So her first ability here, let me zoom in real quick so this is easier to see, but her first ability here, Healing Tears. So while this unit contains a Celestine model, so while Celestine is alive basically, if this unit is below its starting strength, 1 destroyed model is returned to the unit for free. So basically, if one of her bodyguards dies, then at the start of your next turn, that model will just come back up with all of its wounds remaining. So basically, you got to kill them both at the same time in order to then eventually get to Celestine. But even then, one of them will come back the next turn. Yeah, the Tyrannifex is easily stronger than Celestine. That is very true. That is very true. The Tyrannifex is a very good boy in that regard. What else does Celestine have? She's got Life Words, which says that while this unit contains 1 or more of the Gemini Superior bodyguards, Celestine has a Feel No Pain ability of 4-up, so that's pretty decent. 4-up Feel No Pain. Okay, but only while her Gemini Superior are alive, so like you see, it's conditional. And then Miraculous Intervention, which is kind of what she's known for. Basically, the first time Celestine dies in combat, you roll a d6, and on a 2+, she comes back with all of her wounds remaining, and as close to where she died as possible without being in engagement range of the enemy. So that's pretty cool. There's like some cool things here, but like it's kind of weighed down by like a few like conditions here and there, you know, which is kind of like the story of the adeptasororitas in 10th edition. It's like we should theoretically have some pretty cool shit, but like, I don't know, Games Workshop just saw it fit to like just sort of nerf our combat ability for whatever reason, when like the only reason why we were ever like combatively very scary in 9th edition was because of a specific sub-faction, was because of the Order of the Bloody Rose, right? Like, Order of the Bloody Rose was really the only scary one in that regard, and without that, the Sisters are kind of nothing. Not nothing, but like without anything to compensate for the loss of that, and the fact that we're kind of stuck in Order of Our Martyred Lady right now with our army rule, it's just kind of like, it's kind of an awkward time to be a Sisters player, it suffices to say. But nevertheless, I think this model is super cool, super gorgeous, super fun. So we will still be painting it up with all the due flair, fabulousness, as we would any other model. So yeah, enough dilly-dallying. Let's get into the construction of Celestine herself. And we'll just sit here, we'll chat, we'll chill, just like always. Just like always. Close out of these tabs so that way Google Chrome doesn't make my computer freak out. Alright. this open with our Exacto Knife of Destiny, as always. There we go. Got the instruction manual, got the bases. Yep. Alright, make sure I got all the bases out of the box. Make sure I didn't lose any. Amazing. Okay, so how do I want to set this up for myself? Let's get our workstation nice and organized over here. You know what's so funny? The box really makes this model seem low-key bigger than it actually is. But it's actually not that big at all. It's actually low-key a bit smaller than what I was expecting. But it makes sense, because she is just like a regular... She is regular person size, so it makes sense that she wouldn't be super duper large, but... Either way. Alright. So let us begin. First we need part 1. Which is located simply right here. It's always so funny when you watch like so many painting tutorials with like, you know, the camera obviously very zoomed into the model. You kind of forget like the scale of object you're really working with here. Like I've been watching some tutorials on how to do like non-metallic metal paint jobs in preparation for, you know, this project, and it's like, you know, I often forget that these minis are in fact mini when watching those videos, you know. That is of course my fault. Let's see. So as always we're going to be very, or more than we typically are, we're going to be very meticulous about cleaning up these pieces before we join them together. Using our plastic cement. Gonna make every connection point, every conjunction point very clean, very smooth, very professional looking. Without driving ourselves too crazy. I'm not gonna drive myself too crazy over this, of course, but like I said, I want this to look professional, so that is what we are going to look. That's what we're gonna aim for here. So let's get her done. Here we go. And actually, it's actually quite comforting to see how small this mini is, because I was feeling initially pretty intimidated by like the thought of like how big this model would be and trying to do like a non-metallic metal paint job all over it, right? Like this, it's like, I look at this and I'm like, you know what, I can handle this. I can handle this. Got a mold line right here. Kind of a tricky one to see, but I saw it anyway, so we're gonna remove that real quick. Celestine is probably my favorite lore character, but god, I hated putting it together. Oh, what's good, Lazy Luku? Welcome in. I hope I pronounced that right. You are a new friend, and I'm so happy to see you here. Thank you for joining in. What was the worst part of putting Celestine together for you? I've heard some things about like how her not flight stand, but like the scroll that she kind of like used that kind of acts like a flight stand is kind of finicky. I'll say that's one part that I'm not looking forward to having to finish with, and that's probably why, like, even though I thought this build might go faster, I suspect that actually that part's gonna slow me down quite a bit. Let's see. Aha, I see. So actually, we need to apply a little bit more plastic cement right here. This goes at the center of her hips right here. So we connect that. The wings and the halo sucked for me. I didn't have any issues with the scrolls, but moving it is scary because of them. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I'm thinking like thinking ahead to like painting her. I think I low-key might leave the wings off so I can paint them separately because I want to do some airbrush work on those. I've never really painted parts of a model separately before, so like I'm a little nervous to try that, but we'll see how it goes. I think as long as I like take, you know, reasonable precautions, I feel like it's gonna go pretty all right. Yeah, let me look at that. The wings and the halo. Yeah, I can see how that could be like hard to get them like balanced properly. Just taking a look at like the portrait on the cover. Was that what was so tricky about it? Was it because like it was hard to keep them like balanced on the model? Or did they make the model hard to balance? Uh-oh. And that piece went flying. Hold on. Where did you go? Hold on. Get my flashlight. Get that piece down. Where did that go? Uh-oh. The Dimacheron was horrible to put together. The Dimacheron's like pretty freaking huge. What was so tricky about that particular build other than it just being like a freaking behemoth God's unit? Oh, I found the series right here. Oh, that's a cobweb too. Interesting. Well, as long as that spider doesn't bother me, I will not bother it. The wings were hard to balance, but the halo is just so small and flimsy that I couldn't get it to stay, so I gave up on it. Ah, I see. Yeah, that's the funny thing about Built Sisters models. There's like so many there's so many beautifully beautifully molded, like very intricate looking parts and details, but it's like, holy crap, why is this a thing? Is sometimes what I find myself asking myself when building sisters models, because it's like, could this not have just been molded onto like the thing? Like, why does like one itty bitty detail have to be like its own separate part? You know, shit like that. It's resin. Oh, it's resin. That's right. It's because so you'd have to like glue one part, wait, glue another part, wait. I see. Yikers. So that must have been a very, very, very slow build process. Okay, where does this go? This looks like it goes on her back, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it does. Okay, so how do we do this? I'll try to fit this first, just to make sure. Oof. This is supposed to connect to... Aha, this is supposed to connect to these little holes right here. Okay. Okay. I see. Also gonna zoom in a wee bit for y'all so you can better see what we got going on over here. There we go. Okay. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna apply a little bit of cement here, a little bit on the elbow joints, because there's a connection point there too. And then we just slide this all in. jimmy this part into this socket. There we go. There we go. Put that right there. Okay, nice. Uh-oh. I moved this part out of position by mistake, though. Let me get that back in place before we move on here. If I can't get it to be perfect, that'll be fine. We will make it work. Figured I'd try, though. Figured I'd try, you know? So, Lazy Luca, so it sounds like you paint and collect sisters. Are they like your main army, or are they like a second army for you, third army, etc.? What factions do you like when it comes to 40k? Godzilla here, in case it wasn't obvious by the name, is a Tyranid player himself. Our resident Tyranid expert. Anything to do with bugs. He knows a thing or two about it. Hey, Nikki, what's good? Good to see you, fam. How you doing? How's your week been? Good to see ya, as always. We have literally just gotten started with building Celestine, so you have not missed much at all. It's your first army. Oh, nice, Lazy. You have around 1.8k points of sisters right now. Nice. That's actually about as much as I have, personally. In fact, once I complete Celestine, that'll be the round off to my 2,000 points. So, nearing a very momentous occasion here at youtube.com/Chimera Games. And speaking of the channel, I'm just going to take a quick second to say once again, thank y'all so much for dropping in as always. It's so good to see y'all. If you like what you see here tonight, don't forget to please leave a like on the stream, because that greatly helps out the channel. And subscribe if you're not subscribed already, that way you know exactly when we go live. If you hit the notification bell every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time right here at youtube.com/Chimera Games. Thank you very much, y'all. All my socials are down in the description if you want to follow me at any point. Vicky says, good, man. Got into a movie, forgot to jump into the stream. Ah, nice. What movie? Godzilla says, I have way too many nids. Like what? The number you gave last time was like, what, 8 or 9k points of nids? Was that it, Godzilla, or is that was that a different number? Okay, let me clean up this head here. Drive, ooh, with Ryan Gosling. That movie has an amazing soundtrack. That movie's soundtrack actually goes incredibly hard. Godzilla says something like that. Oh, you. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good movie to get absorbed into. Good stuff. The dopest soundtrack. Yeah, that movie's how I fell into my I fell into a bit of like a synthwave phase. Back in college. It's kind of my whole personality for a little bit. I've started watching the Eva Rebuild stuff. Ooh, nice. Had it on my mind for a while. I used a song from it on my last post. Had to watch the movie after that. Ah, nice. Yeah, wait, you know what? I saw that and I recognized it. I was like, ah, nice try. Yeah. I'm looking to pick up a Triumph of St. Catherine and another Sisters Combat Patrol, then I might start my next army. Dope. That's dope. Oh my goodness. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the Triumph is a very popular pickup right now for Sisters. It's interesting because, like, back in 9th edition, like, no one really gave two shits about it at all, but now it's a pretty decent source for buffs for the army. especially when it comes to miracle die generation, and also just like defensive buffs too. And boy oh boy, our defensive buffs what we really need. Lazy, you should get nits. Oh my gosh. Godzilla, you gotta let Lazy make their own choice, fam. You gotta let them make their own choice. But also Tyranids would be an excellent choice for a second army. Will not deny that. The Tyranids are an excellent faction, and they're about to get a partial range refresh and also some new models in too, so that's pretty exciting. Note, this live stream is not sponsored. That's just my personal 2 cents. Okay. Let's see. There's this guy in my local game store that plays Nids and he's rolled me a few times. Yeah, I bet. I bet. Yeah, Tyranids is a tough matchup for Sisters. A tough one, but a fun one at the same time. Whenever I've always had fun playing Tyranids, even when like I was down horrid. Even like when I was down like very bad. Killing my Castigator and a whole squad of Sisters. What? No frickin' way. Not the Castigator. Bro, what? That's frickin' wild. But also, it makes sense that the Castigator would be prioritized, because, like, the Castigator is probably, like, it's probably, like, one of our best responses to just about anything we have in the game at this moment. Until something better comes along, the Castigator is, in my opinion at least, like an A tier unit for Sisters right now. That's not, of course, saying much because, I mean, we're kind of like a D tier, C tier army. Not D tier, we're like a C tier army right now, I'd argue. Maybe a little worse, but either way, point is, yeah, the Castigator, we need that shit. You remove the Castigator from the board and that's, ooh, yeah, that makes that game a lot harder for us, for sure. Yeah, I believe you, Godzilla. Like, it's definitely not that far-fetched for like the Tyranids to be able to wipe a Castigator and a whole squad of Sisters before, and like in the first turn. It's just like, dang, you had to go and do it twice. Brutal. Rupture Cannon on the Castigator and Leapers ripping my sister. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Sister squads we keel over to a stiff breeze and melee. That is a fact. Basically an immutable law of nature at this point. Sadly. I generally prefer the acid spray on the Tyrant effects. The acid spray is like the flamer type weapon, right? That's really good considering the new Overwatch rules. That's really scary, actually, come to think of it. Oh, this is also, I see. I need to remove this too. This is also sprue. Also, Nikki, while you're here, I gotta say, I think I might have said this last week, but in case you didn't hear me say it, your Kacaradons, if that's how you pronounce it, look frickin' sick, my guy. Those look frickin' awesome. I love the freehanding you did on that joint, man. Looks frickin' epic. Oof. Almost cut myself there. Oopsies. We are okay, though. Thanks, yeah, of course, no problem. Absolutely. We love the Space Sharks, absolutely. In fact, it's just the Terminator Squad is going to be different chapters for the, from the Badabor, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. And actually, I'll take a minute now to show the good people of stream exactly what it is I'm talking about. Give me 1 second here. I'll pull up Instagram. Lazy, one of the things we like to do here on the live stream is whenever anyone's got like work they want to share, especially if you like put it up on like Instagram, I like to pull it up, show it off to the people, chat about it. Chat about what makes it so awesome. So if you got any of your own work to share ever, let us know. We'd love to take a look at it. Love to root you on, you know? I'm gonna pull up Nikki's profile. I'm actually gonna pull up Godzilla too. So you got some recent work here as well. Let me pull up the monitor. You have some stuff on my TikTok. Oh, bet. What's your TikTok user if you feel comfortable sharing? Yeah, this is Nikki's work right here. Ghost Cat mini art right here, y'all. This is the Kakarodon right here. Look at that. There it is, Night Call by Kavinsky, the song from Drive. Actually, how I found you. Oh, you found me from TikTok. Oh, that's sick. Awesome. You're actually the first person from my TikTok to actually like make it over to stream. So welcome. You're hereby dubbed the TikTok ambassador of Chimera Games Nation. Enjoy the role. But yeah, no, this looks freaking sick. And the free-handed pattern on like the shoulder plate and the gauntlet on the left-hand side, that just looks so freaking good. The armor, the gradient on the armor too, I love that. Same handle, Lazy Luku. Nice. Okay. Yeah, this is sick. Love the OSL and the eye sockets too. We're gonna need a bigger land raider. Heard that. Okay. Trying to do a lot more freehanding. Nice. We love to see us challenging ourselves to do new cool things, and then also we're gonna pull up Godzilla and its work. These Neurogons look so freaking sick, my guy. I love your, I know I've said this many times before, but I absolutely adore your color scheme. Like, these colors actually work together very well. Love the depth on the flesh. Yeah, I love of course, the blood-soaked terrain, as always, is an excellent touch. Adds some drama, some story, some history to the model, which is always a good thing. Yeah, check this out. Love the patterning on the carapaces too. It's freaking dope. Absolutely. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up Lazy's TikTok now. Too. I low-key just discovered that you could use TikTok on desktop. I low-key did not know that before. Let me pause this. I do not want TikTok to send me notifications. No, thank you. Lazy, and then same, you know, Lazy, L-O, oh, okay, 2 O's. Let's see what we got here. Gotcha, here we go, satellite radio. Ooh. Look at these paragons and the castigator, hold on. Oh, scrolls with the mouse wheel, hold on, just discovered that. Okay, give me 1 second here. Get the monitor back up. Very nice. Love the classic Order of our Martyred Lady color scheme as well. Oh my god, love the silver detailing on the shoulder pads too. That black and silver look, very sleek, very cool, very awesome. Of course, splashes of red here and there are a nice touch. I love the choice of red candles. That's very like, that's pretty metal, I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of metal, great soundtrack choice. Very nice music choice to accompany this post. Yeah, these are looking very sick, and your coats are so smooth too. Very nicely done. Yeah, oh, we got Morgan Ball guest starring here, and needs more blood. Of course you'd say that, Godzilla did. Of course you'd say that. I love the commentary from Black Knight 1921 on the side. Mommy Dommy's ready for battle. Heard that. Let's see, I want to also check out, yeah, your castigator here too. Scrolled and saw that as well. Very nice, very sleek. Love the classic back. Ooh, very nice hospitaler here too. Love this. Absolutely adore this. I love the choice of the exhaust pipes, the color here. Love the copper mixed with the silver. Very nice, very nice. Love the gold, the choice of gold detailing for the hole too. Godzilla that says blood for the blood god. Hey, whose faction are you part of anyway, bro? But yeah, no, this looks great. Very nicely done, Lazy. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Go check out Lazy on TikTok, y'all. If you got TikTok. Awesome. Alright. Back to work. Yeah, I absolutely love taking a look at y'all's work. You guys are all so talented, such talented painters. It's also so motivational too. to see y'all working. Makes me want to get up, work, you know. Well, then, also wanted to do this live stream, of course. But it's awesome motivation. We love a good peer motivation moment. Blood for the hive mind. Had to correct it. Had a... The comms team came down. I was like, hey, listen, we need you to change that up a little bit, fam. Oh my goodness. Okay. Am I satisfied with how clean this looks? Yes, I am. Okay, so we're going to simply slide the pauldrons here over the... Does this hug the... Oh, it hugs the armor collar, okay. So just kind of gotta squeeze that in there. There we go. There we go. You know, now that I think about it, some corn-inspired Tyranids would look pretty dope. That would look kind of cool, actually. Huh. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Hold on. This is not... Interesting. I mean, this is interesting. What I'm saying is that it's not clicking into place like it should. It's probably because I need to move this out of the way. This, I don't think, belongs here. Or maybe it does. Oh, wait, yes, it does belong here, actually. Actually, yes, this does belong. This is actually supposed to go all the way around to her collar. Actually, so hold on. Can I get that over there? Or is it too late at this point? Might have goofed this one up. Might have goofed this one part up a little bit. But you know what? That is okay. That is okay. It doesn't seem like it really wants to budge at all. Oh wait, no. This is molded onto this. No, no, it's not. Hold on. No, I'm silly. I'm silly. Okay, hold on. How much do I care about fixing this? Not enough to waste too much more time on it is the answer, I think. I do need to fix this problem with the pauldrons not sticking on where they need to go. So let me fix that up real quick, and then actually, since I do have my plastic cement out, I actually am going to try to dissolve this, redissolve this so that it can slide out of that awkward position it's in and go where, maybe we'll try to get it to go where it's supposed to go that way. Or maybe, you know what I just realized? Maybe there's another part that's supposed to connect. Aha! Wait, yes, that's exactly it. Okay, never mind. I actually don't have to worry about moving that. There is, I'm looking at the manual now, there's actually another part that actually makes that connection. It's this one right here. That's actually literally the next step. So we're good, we're good, we're good. Okay. Whew. Okay. Terrific. Awesome. Okay, that looks like it is secure, so let's move on to find part 7. Okay. Lazy, how long have you been in the hobby for, out of curiosity? Since you said Sisters was your first army. I'll tell you, for me, it's been about a year and a half at this point. I started in December of 2021. Started about 6 months ago. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, okay. It's like tail end of 9th, beginning of 10th edition. Love to see it, love to see it. Yeah, for me, I was like, what, mid 9th edition, basically, when I started. I do think, despite the fact that our faction is in a pretty precarious spot, all things considered, now is actually a really great time to like get into the hobby, get into the game. I think just because like 10th as like on a macro scale, 10th is just like it's got some pretty fresh, like it's pretty fresh, I'd say, compared to like 9th edition. I like a lot of the changes made in 10th edition. And, you know, like, hopefully, I'm holding out for hope that, like, you know, my issues, which all have to do with balancing, will get, you know, ironed out over time. But we shall see about that. Let's see. I only started playing last month. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's like you just spent the last few months playing, and then you're finally ready to go. I dig it. I dig it. And yeah, Godzilla, that's right. You started a few years ago. I remember I think, what, you said, like, gosh, I think you said, like, what, 7 years ago, way back when I first asked you? Like, way back when you first joined the stream? Or I get that wrong? Clean up this part real quick. So I'm really looking forward to the points changes this month. Yeah, gonna get our first quarterly point change of 10th edition. Let's hope we get something good out of it. I'm really hoping that if they're not going to give us like points discounts on like our like infantry squads, I'm hoping they give us more squad size options at the very least. Oh, like around 2019. Okay, gotcha. So like 4-ish years or so. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, like I'm hoping they'll let us take like what 5-woman squads or 20-woman squads of battle sisters, for example. I just feel like they really need a lot more tactical flexibility in that regard, because like having to like take a full brick of 10 only for them to die as easily as they do, like they literally die as easily as a brick of 5. So it's like, why not just take the 5 and be, first of all, a much more difficult target to hit on the board, a much easier target to conceal, while still reaping all the benefits, because really the benefits for, you know, from Battle Sisters, they've never come from their combat effectiveness, because that's practically non-existent. But, you know, like the perk that lets them generate miracle die when they're holding an objective, like that's great. And being able to take more squads instead of fewer larger squads, I feel like would be a big boost to us. Just like it was in 9th edition. Because like back in 9th edition, Lazy, you never saw sisters lists with battle sister squads with like more than 5. Or if you did, it was a 20 brick of sisters, so it was kind of like you had to choose one or the other. There was no in between. There was no middle ground to really be struck there. Again, due to their overall lack of combat effectiveness and like the overwhelmingly diminishing returns once you get to like, yeah, it was so interesting. It's because, you know, the point system worked differently in 9th edition, right? It was a points per model type of system, which at first glance looks very similar to what we have now. The difference is the sisters had a battle sister squad had like a minimum squad size of 5 and a max of 20. So instead of paying like a flat 110 for 110 points for 10, you could like optionally pay like only 55 points for 5 or 66 points for 6. You know what I'm saying? You had more flexibility there, right? And the reason why is because they're basically only good for holding objectives, and it's like, just like I said before, because they're a 10 brick and a 5 brick will die just about as quickly. Like both can be wiped out in a single turn if the right unit, like the Tyrannifex with the acid spray, for example, targets it, that squad is gone. If the Screamer Killer runs up on, you know, a squad, no matter how big, that squad is likely gone, unless it's a 20 brick, right? So that's why the 5-woman squads were good, because they were lightweight. You know, they freed up your points so you could take other more valuable units, like, you know, Retributor squads with like extra Retributors, so you could like pad out the squad so your heavy weapon sisters would survive longer, because then you could just like take off like the sort of chaff sisters instead of them. More miracle dice with squads of 5 as well. Exactly, because if you can take fewer squads of 5 and get them spread out across the board, you could generate more miracle die, which would be, of course, always very useful. Oh, you know, that's one thing I like about Sisters in 10th, though, is the amount of miracle dice manipulation we have. especially through like our characters, like the sources we have for like auto 6s and stuff for Miracle Dice rerolls. I enjoy that. I must say I do enjoy that very greatly. But still, I don't think that like these things were enough for Games Workshop to really truly like nerf their overall combat effectiveness in the way that they did. I can see why you have to account for it when balancing sisters, but like at the same time it's like our highest strength weapons we have access to outside of like our vehicles is like what, 7, 8, which is not that impressive when compared against like the strength stats of the max strength stats of like infantry from other armies, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, like, come on, y'all. Like, I know we have Miracle Dice, but you didn't need to be that mean to us. Like, come on now. Come on. Got us some slack. Let's see here. Where are we at now? Yes, we gotta get this leg on here. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. I guess this is just the upper thigh, actually. Then how does this get turned? Oh, I see. So this gets turned upward like this. No, not quite. Hold on. So make sure I get that turned right. More Miracle Dice. That looks almost correct. Let me... I removed the right part, right? I needed part 9. And that was 6. 7. Let me make sure I have the right part here before we continue on. Yeah, this must be. Yeah, this is the right part. Yeah, my sister squads haven't done much for me in my games besides generate dice and hold objectives. Yep, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. One thing I'm looking forward to, one thing that I was like kind of keeping in mind as I like continue this expanding my army, especially here on stream. Most of the heavy lifting is done by Morvenval and Celestine, Seraphim when it comes to close combat. Yeah, that's the whole reason why I want to throw in Celestine. To have her lead like a 10-woman squad of Seraphim with the hand flamers. That's kind of like my thinking with that strat. Because like basically like we need like every like shock and awe tactic we can get our hands on right now, and that's definitely one of them, you know. Every shock and awe tactic that we can afford to include in our army, we kind of need to throw it in there. I'm having a hard time orienting this leg. It's like weird because like the slot here is like it's vertical, but you would think like the natural pose would be for this to be horizontal. Oh snap! Didn't you say you're gonna paint Celestine non-metallic metal? Correct. Correct. That is the dream. That is the goal. It's going to be a very long painting process, but I eagerly await the challenge. I said this earlier. I don't know if you caught me saying this, but like I'm fully aware this is going to be the hardest thing that I probably have ever done, hobbying wise. But I'm looking forward to learning a new skill, you know, and to learning it alongside y'all too. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be nice and chill and fun. Probably frustrating at times, but ultimately I'll be very glad that I did it once we're on the other side. What's your plan? Follow a guide? Yes, the plan is to follow a guide. There's a tutorial on non-metallic metal copper that I really like by the YouTuber Juan Hidalgo. That was terrible pronunciation, but Juan Hidalgo Miniatures has great NMM tutorials. He's the only one I could find that had a tutorial on copper, which is the color I want to make her armor to, you know, tie in with the rest of my army. Because, you know, we've got like copper accents on a bunch of our other units that we've worked on. So I'm going to be following his tutorial for this process. So we shall see how that goes. Then your paints, don't be afraid to repaint. Retweet. I will keep all that in mind. Lazy, do you like sending in Morven Vol attached to a Paragon squad, or do you like to let her go off on her lonesome? Let's figure out how this sorts. Oh, I see. There's like a teeny tiny little slot, or a teeny tiny little like connecting point. Oh my gosh. This freaking model, man. Ooh, I can tell this is going to be a special time painting this. Yeah, I see. So this sort of slots in right here. That slots in right there like that. Yeah, the rerolls are really good. Yeah, they really are. In 9th edition, where she just had like a reroll aura, that was the best. That was truly the best. I really hope that we have something similar to 9th edition's Order of the Argent Shroud for Sisters when the Codex for 10th edition eventually drops. If you don't know, Lazy, see, personally I find the Paragons kind of underwhelming if Morven isn't squatted up with them. They're a really big point sink for what they can deliver. And for how fragile they are, like 240 points for a squad of 3, that's like insane to me, especially because like you're basically paying the price of what it would cost to take them with the multi-melta, except the multi-melta is not even that good anymore because it got a huge range nerf this edition, so it's kind of like, just kind of leaves you wondering like, what the heck? Why are these so expensive? What was I talking about before? Oh yeah, in 9th edition we had the sub-faction Order of the Argent Shroud, which allowed you to allowed your units to be considered as having remained stationary until the end of the shooting phase. So basically that allowed your units to move and shoot as you please. You could, advance early on, get within range, unleash hell, which is really cool. That was really fun. That was my favorite order to play as. That and Evan Chalice for the Auto 6 Miracle Dice access, that was really fun. What I'm planning on doing for my next game is the Swarm Lord, who gives me additional CP every turn with 2 Acid Spray Tyrant effects. That's for double Overwatch every turn. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Show some humanity, Godzilla, my word. Nah, go off, bro. Fuck it up, man. That sounds like a good strategy, though. Sounds like you create a really potent kill box with that combination. You gotta let us know how that game went for you next stream. I have no humanity left. Only bugness. Only bugness. I can respect that. Okay. Not gonna mess with that sword anymore. Yeah, Lazy, it was a lot of fun. The sub-factions, generally speaking, for Sisters back in 9th edition were really fun. I think there were only like 1 or 2 of them that people really considered stinkers, and even then, one of those people, like, there was like a strong enough sect of Sisters players who were fond of our Martyred Lady. Valorous Heart. Oh, no, our Martyred Lady wasn't one of those. Valorous Heart and Sacred Rose. Not Bloody Rose, but Sacred Rose. To be honest, I don't even remember what that one did because literally no one used it. But Valorous Heart was really good, especially in the era of what was known as Armor of Contempt, which was a special rule that Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, and Sisters of Battle, basically any unit with power armor, got back in 9th edition during one of the in one of the balanced data slates that reduced all incoming armor penetration by 1 to a minimum to a minimum of 0. So that was like really good for Sisters defensive wise, but then they patched it out because it was kind of problematic gameplay balance wise. This is why we can't have nice things. Kraken was my main sub-faction for Nits. Ooh, remind me what the faction perk was for Kraken? Godzilla Nit, I don't recall. I just remember Kronos and Leviathan. That sounds a little broken. It was, generally speaking, it was. Space Marines had a hoot and holler and good time with it. But for Sisters, it was like kind of what we needed. Like, the resounding consensus among Sisters players is that we all wish that like GW had let us keep Armor of Contempt. And like took it away from everyone else. But they said, nah, can't have any of that. But yeah, no, it was a bit busted. It was a bit busted. That's a fair assessment. He says, hey, I'm painting Kraken Leapers right now. Nice, 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 nice. D3 plus 3 on advanced movement, and an additional AP on the Oh. Oh, so this is like the super melee heavy one. Oh. Dear Lord, that sounds terrifying. That's like literally a perfect counter to Sisters right there. Like if I had to face that, I'd probably end up surrendering turn 2. Because Sisters just aren't as good in melee as they used to be. Not without the Bloody Rose sub-faction. I was trying to say before, Lazy, that I recently just finished some Celestine Sacrosancts for my army. That was the last project before this one. So I'm looking forward to fielding those in my game. Loading them up in a Rhino. Letting them do their best. Historically, when I've played with my Celestine Sacrosancts, they like die before they get to do anything because they're just not as fast, so they struggle to get in melee range, you know? Nice that they get a nice 4-up invuln though, as supplied by their storm shields, but yeah. Otherwise, they don't really have a lot going for them. But like when they do finally get to do something, oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. Okay. That is looking pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. What do we need now? We need part number 11. Ah, yes, the cloak. Yes, 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 yes. Let's see here. That looks like there's a mold line running down the middle here too. I'll be sure to clean that up here shortly. Yeah, it's very faint, but there's a mold line running like right here. Let me hit that real quick. Too. But yeah, this edition though, Lazy, I gotta say my favorite unit is definitely the Castigator. Which actually, that was another two projects ago that we finished my my Castigator here on stream together, which was a really fun one. You've probably seen it on my TikTok if you came from TikTok. That was definitely one of my like favorite painting projects to date so far. I had a lot of fun with that one. Let's see, how are we looking? We're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good here. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Alright, cool. Just recently painted an Exorcist. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Yeah, the Exorcist, that's literally the saving grace of our army in this edition, because we're in a very vehicle-heavy meta right now. It's our only access to indirect fire, which is very useful for thinning out the enemy ranks before they get too close to us. Very nice. I definitely want to paint up an Exorcist one day myself, too. I love how that shit has a pipe organ. I just love how that shit has a pipe organ strapped to it. In fact, it was the Exorcist. Seeing the Exorcist is what made me choose Sisters as an army, because I'm like, oh my god, that is a pipe organ strapped to the back of a main battle tank. And it shoots rockets. Fucking incredible. When I went to Gamescom, I painted the Free Space Marine as an exorcist. Ooh, is that... That's not up on your Instagram, right? No, it's not. I didn't see it on there. Silly me. Besides, it's a bug zone. It's a bugs only zone. Silly Christian. Don't be heretical. Or bug heretical? No, it's not. Okay, I was the exact same way. Nice, lazy, nice. Yeah, it was that, and seeing like the triumph of Saint Catherine made me go like, this is the most beautiful army in the game. I must have this army. I saw The Exorcist. It was the most amazing and ridiculous thing ever. Yep, the most amazing and ridiculous thing ever. Welcome to Warhammer 40k. Am I right? Woo. Okay. Okay. Next part. Oh, part 12. It is scroll time all of a sudden. Okay. Oh wait, what is this? Part 12, part... Hold on. Oh, I see. Okay. I see how to do this now. Is this on this? No, I need to get this sprue instead. Okay. I like how the gunner on it actually plays the organ to fire and how she has pipes on her face mask. My headcanon is she speaks in auto-tune. If Daft Punk were in the... It's like if Daft Punk were in the universe of Warhammer 40k. I actually never noticed that detail on The Exorcist. That's interesting. That's definitely something I'm going to keep in mind. If and when I ever make... or if and when I ever work on an Exorcist myself, which I'm sure I will at some point. That model is just too cool. Hey, Ultra Lord, welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you, bro. How you doing? How you doing? Just getting started on building Celestine here. Chatting with our new friend Lazy, who is also a fellow Sisters player. Just recently got into the hobby about 6 months ago. So you're just chatting up about 10th. Also chatting up about all of what we all are kind of working on right now, you know. Talking about plans for the future and whatnot. Nikki's working on some Kraken Leapers. What else? What am I saying? Sorry, I completely blanked my mind. Godzilla was talking about a game he's got coming up. Just lurking tonight because I'm doing day 1 of Crota's in on D. Oh, that's today? Oh shit, awesome. Well, good luck with that. Let me know how that goes. Is it the usual suspects for the fire team? I'm guessing. Also, I heard that Team Elysium cleared it in 4 hours. They cleared contest mode in 4 hours. Is that true? So that's freaking wild, because that's slower than Root of Nightmares, the actual brand new raid freaking was, which is wild. I don't know if I've talked about this on here yet, y'all, but I used to be very much a very strong Destiny player in my youth. Yeah, I think that's right. Ah, damn, that's crazy. They're fucking wild. Root was way too easy. So I've heard. Yeah, I heard a lot of people say that Root was really easy. Too easy. What do I need now? I need part... So that was part... Yeah, we were talking about Fulgrim earlier. Frickin', I'm like simultaneously like jealous and sorry for Emperor's Children players, depending on, you know, which game we're talking about, because it's like, oh, it's like, yay, new Fulgrim model. Only for Warhammer 30k. Yeah, that shit is fucking fire. Like, that model is fucking gorgeous. Like, I fully am I'm fully convinced. I'm fully of the mind that that dethrones Mortarion as the best Demon Primarch model. Hey Zeal, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. How are you? How was your day? And the Daradio I'm gonna have to get to. Ah, true. Very true. Yeah, lots of exciting previews. Lots of exciting previews coming out of Nova this week. Alright. I need to take a minute to actually decipher this here. Oh, wait, nope. I see what's going on now. I see exactly what is going on now. Okay. So basically, this one goes here, and then this one, so this one's gonna go, okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down now. Okay, so this one goes on the top part right here, and then there's a separate connecting point. Oh, nope, I got that wrong, hold on. I see, so these two basically get sandwiched together, and then this goes, aha, I see. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Shit, I completely lost track of which part is which. That's fine, we'll figure it out. Oh, no, no, no. No, I see, because one is clearly marked. Okay, so this one goes on top. Aha. Ha, ha, ha. So it says, doing pretty good. Day was chill, cleaned out my closet a bit, and did some laundry. Good shit, good shit, good shit. That is radical. Are you gonna be, oh, I'm sure I know the answer to this question already, but you're gonna be watching Monza this weekend, Zeal? Here we go. Wait. Okay, I'm actually having. Well, let me smooth this out a little bit. Of course, yeah. I even caught a little bit of free practice too when I was at the gym. Stroll causing a red flag like a yeah. Classic Lance, lancing it up all over the track. Yep. Should be an interesting weekend, though. I'm curious to see if the Curse of Monza hits max at all, although I doubt it will, because Monza's literally on a 9-race winning streak, and we'll definitely have this World Drivers' Championship secured in, like, the next 2 races. It's kind of like this season's, let's face it, it's a done deal at this point. Talking about Formula 1 here, y'all, by the way. A couple of y'all know this already because you've been here and streamed before, but I am a huge Formula 1 fan. Absolutely love it. Gonna go watch the race this weekend with some friends. That's something I'm up to this weekend. Curious to know what y'all are up to this weekend, whether it be hobbying or other things, which you might deem more important, although I don't know what's more important than hobbying. I mean, come on guys, hobbying is life, right? I'm just playing. Okay, I need to figure out how the fuck these two actually join together. Okay. So maybe is this supposed to go on this side? No, that can't be it, because then that would be turned up in the air. These are supposed to kind of cross over according to the manual, right? So... Yep, that's in the right orientation. And then this kind of turns like... Oh! I see what I did wrong. This is supposed to be on the inside of that. I see. Okay. We figured it out. Yes, indeed we did. I want to just get this, I just want to get a confirmed dry fit of this before I go any further, because I don't want this to look sloppy. Oh, there it is. I just felt it click, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely it. That looks good. That looks accurate. Okay. Let me just remember how I did that before going any further. So I just kind of slide this piece in, kind of rotate that, and then we just kind of, yeah, this slips inside of there, and then gets turned around, and then we click that in. Right there. Okay, got it. All right, cool. So that's how we're gonna do this. Okay, so let me get the plastic cement out. And then here we go. Feels like it's working. Ah, there we go. Got it right there. Okay. Yeah, got some stuff on my fingers. Wait, no, that does not look right at all. Huh. Well, no, stuff is supposed to fit on like this, but I just need to, looks like what I need to do is I need to sort of adjust it a little bit. I think this is definitely supposed to be kind of flatter because, aha, yes, because this is supposed to obviously touch the base. So like if I put this down on the mat real quick. Wasn't expecting this to be so much of a puzzle tonight, but I'm here for it, I guess. Oh wait, no. I know what I'm doing wrong. This passes around the outside of that. Okay, I had it flipped. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do to salvage this. At the end of the day, as long as I get the connection solid, it shouldn't really matter how exactly it's posed. So that should be fine, well and good. There we go. That's looking like a pretty nice, pretty solid connection. In fact, what I'll do is I'll guarantee that it will be one by holding that with my tweezers for the time being while that dries. I think that would be a very good thing to do here. There we go, there we go. Also, what time are, if you're still listening, what time are y'all, starting up the raid? I'm guessing the classic 9:30, perhaps. That looks pretty good. Okay, and then this whole assembly gets tacked on right here. Okay. Perhaps 8 o'clock is right now. Actually, because I just realized that it is almost 9 o'clock. Dang, where did the time go? Okay. You're actually, this is actually taking quite a decent bit of time. Here I thought this would be over in like an hour. Ooh, never underestimate the challenge of building Warhammer models, especially when it comes to the adeptasororitas. They said, and by they I mean the good people of the internet who I turn to on Reddit when I'm asking about opinions on like a first army. that the Sisters of Battle are very, like, technically demanding army. A bit more of a technically demanding army than, like, you know, say Space Marines, for example, when it comes to, like, building and painting. I was like, yes, but hear me out. Tank with a pipe organ strapped to it, you know what I'm saying? I was like, the desire to paint that beautiful behemoth just sort of trumped any fears, any anxieties, any woes, any worries, any trepidations I might have had as a first-time hobbyist. I was like, full steam ahead! You know. Sometimes you just gotta be like, fuck it, do it live. We're doing it live, fuck it. Okay. Oh wow, she actually bounces quite nicely on the scrolls. That's something I did not expect. I thought that would actually be, like, really bad, but no. It actually isn't. It's actually quite good. Okay. We're getting there, we're getting there. Yo, what up, Flux? Good to see you, bro. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. How you been? How was work today? Looks like you were there for a while. Based on your messages. Let's see. Yep, part 14. It's the only one that's shaped like birds, of course. Of course, I gotta grab that one. Work was alright, but yeah, work was alright for me too today. I gotta say. It's a shorter day because we closed up early for Labor Day, which I'm so glad that that's on Monday. Holy crap. I didn't even remember that this Monday was Labor Day until, like, I was just about to leave for work. And I was like, oh wait, we're closing up early? Oh, right, because it's Labor Day. Let's freaking go. Nothing crazy. Oh, that's good. That's about the best we can hope for, especially you at your job, because, woof, some of the people you gotta deal with on a daily basis, sometimes I'm like, are they even really human? Are they even, like, really people? That's good. If anyone deserves to have a perfectly uneventful day, very nice, very tranquil, peaceful day. Well, it's all of us, but you especially, my guy, because some of them stories you tell about your work days, yikers. Okay, I'm just gonna clean up the birds here real quick. To show you what we're working on real quick, Flux, and also Zeal too, if you're still there as well. I realized I didn't show y'all, but this is what we're working on right now, because you weren't here for the first part of stream, so you didn't quite see, but this is the model we're working on. This is Celestine, Living Saint. There we go. Get that glare out of the way. And right now we're just in the building phase, as always. You know how it goes. You already know what's going on. Ooh, is right. Yes, yes. Very fierce. Very nice. I've been looking forward to working on this model for a long time. We're going to be doing ultimately what's called a non-metallic metal paint job on her, which is basically a non-metallic metal is when you use, this is when you paint like the armor to look like metal, but you don't use metallic paints. You just use standard acrylics to create the illusion of metallic finish. Bro, let me tell you, Baldur's Gate has me in the fast job. Yeah, no, that game is really fun. I agree. I'm like still chipping very, very slowly away at it, because I am bad at CRPGs in general. But I really like it too. Like that, like I literally don't like. Even though Armored Core 6 just dropped, and I really want to play that game, I sincerely am not like. I don't feel like I'm in a rush. I'm like, you know what? I got Baldur's Gate 3 keeping me busy. You're in Act 3. Yeah, I saw you say that the other day. Like you got like what? Over 70 hours in, and you're getting to Act 3 now. Sounds like a very solid bit of progression there. What am I looking for here? This tab on this model goes. Oh, I see. It slots in quite nicely. Okay, there we go. Alright. I've already started... Oh, you've already started 2 other runs. Nice, nice, nice. Oh yeah, because y'all are playing, co-op too, right? Also, is it true what they say about that game having, like, thousands of endings based on, like, your choices because of how, like... how much shit there is to, like, find and explore in that game? Because if so, that's freaking nuts. One of them is co-op. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. One of them is a co-op run. Gotcha, gotcha. $17,000 plus. 17,000? Jesus Christ. That's fucking wild, dude. Dang. Just gotta grab our tweezers and get that nice and secure right there. It's made devs from other studios pissed because they know they can't top that. Yeah, I can understand why. I can understand why. But I must say though, these last few months have been like a very good time for video games, I gotta say, between like this, Armored Core 6, New Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I hear is really fun. That and the amount of detail and depth the game has, yeah. No, that game is such an authentic D&D 5e experience. Like, I'm very happy that I got that game instead of Diablo 4. I think I just explained this last week, but like, there was a moment in time where I was like about to get Diablo 4, but I was like, I don't know, I feel like something else might come out that I might want to get instead, and then Baldur's Gate 3 came out a week later. I'm like, oh, this looks like fun. Let me try this out. I've never tried out a Baldur's Gate game before, and then, well, here we are. 20 hours later. Yeah, that is mental, Godzilla, but I agree. Like, 17,000 plus endings, like, shit. Hundreds upon thousands of hours worth of content, like, damn. Larian Studios really, they spoiled us, I gotta say. They really quite spoiled us. But yeah, no, this year has been actually pretty solid for games so far. I'm trying to think of, like, I rizzed up Shadowhawk, of course you did. Of course you did. Oh my god, I was literally sitting here thinking to myself, like, I bet Flux rizzed up Shadowheart. It's okay, I'm trying to rizz her up too. I understand it, I get it. I'm Killua from Hunter x Hunter in my first one. Ooh, very nice. Releases 2023. Let's see. Oh yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, of course, came out this year, right? Which is fucking fantastic. Based. Yeah, no, that's 100% very based. What else? Oh, the Persona port's coming out on Switch. Oh, Hi-Fi Rush. Great game. Fantastic game. What else? I'm looking at Polygon's article about games coming out in 2023. Let's see. Oh, Like a Dragon Ishin. Very fun game. I have a gold run too. Nice. Very nice. How do you monk classes actually? So are they both monks? Are both Killua and Gon, are they both monks? Oh, Tetris Effect Connected dropping on console. That's already a great game. That's not a new game, but like the fact that it came out on console, fantastic. Oh, the Metroid Prime remake, that was really cool, from what I've heard. Let's see. What else came out this year? Let's see, looking at this. Oh yeah, Bayonetta 3 came out this year. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, I've been meaning to actually low-key pick that up. Killua is a rogue ranger because ranger is also broken, but going a straight monk. Gotcha. Yeah, my character right now in Baldur's Gate 3 is a Beastmaster Ranger. Oh my god, Sifu, that game fucking slaps. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I low-key forgot about Jedi Survivor because I've been holding off on getting it because of like how glitchy it was at launch. I hear it's fixed now, but like I used to have, when I played Jedi Fallen Order, I had performance issues on that game even like a year or so out. Soul Knife Rogue. Ooh. very true. I used to back in like one of my like very first campaigns, like playing like tabletop D&D. I had a soul knife rogue. That was like the second class I ever played as. After my run as a wizard was not the best. What else came out this year? Oh, the System Shock remake. True. What else we got here? Street Fighter 6. That game is lit. Yeah, no, this has been a very... Oh, Pikmin 4, of course, yes. Baldur's Gate is the only game I've ever played where I'll be playing it and then think about what I'm going to do in a future playthrough. That just shows how the amount of replayability this game has. Absolutely. That's how you know it's good, when you're already thinking about the next playthrough, but like in like a positive light. Yeah, man. That's how you know. That's how you know you're hooked. That isn't how you know you are invested. Okay, back to building. Yes, okay. I was just taking a quick pause to talk about all that because I was waiting on these parts to dry. These should be dry enough now to the point where I can work on the model. Okay, alright, Lazy. This one's for you, fam. It looks like we finally arrived at the Wings and Halo, so let's see how this shit goes. Let us see how this shit goes. I will avenge you. Or try, at least. Alright, so we got the core of the jump pack right here starting off to cut out. So let's get that out. I hope I don't lose track of this. This piece is actually kind of tiny. Did I play Divinity Original Sin 2? I played Divinity Original Sin 1. I never played 2. I always wanted to get 2 though, because I know it's got like a Dungeon Master mode where you can kind of like, you can control so much of the game. And, like lead your friends through basically through like a D&D campaign. But yeah, I have Divinity Original Sin 1 though. I never beat it though. That game was a bit too complex for me in terms of like class builds and like the combat and everything. I know it's very similar to Baldur's Gate 3, but the thing about Baldur's Gate 3 is that it's built around Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, right? Which is a gameplay system that I'm already like very familiar with because I've played Dungeons and Dragons before. So like that to me has made it like very easy to like figure out the combat. I would love to give Divinity another shot in the future, but like I'm kind of like easing my way into like CRPGs in general with Baldur's Gate 3. Like just that's the amazing thing about that game, I think, is that despite it being like such a behemoth of a game, it's actually like a great, like I feel like it's such a great game for easing into like the CRPG genre. Speaking of CRPGs, and more specifically of a company that used to make CRPGs a lot, Starfield. Starfield's coming out. Actually, is it out today? Hold on. Starfield release date is in 5 days. It's coming out in 5 days, but I know early reviews are already out on that game. I'm very much on the fence as to whether or not I'll get that game. I don't know, I just don't trust Bethesda after the last few years. But you know, I did enjoy Fallout 4, probably not as much as I think I did. I'm probably like looking back on my memories of playing Fallout 4 with like a bit of a rose-colored glasses type situation going on. Starfield has over 500k on Twitch today. Bro, that game's not even out yet! But I guess that's why people want to watch it. It's because they want to see the game before they buy it, which is totally fair. I know IGN, it's not out to the general public, but like reviewers have copies of it now, Godzilla did. Like IGN recently gave it a, oh, they have early access for the deluxe edition. Interesting, I did not know that. Interesting. I see. Yeah, I'll be waiting for all the reviews to come in before I consider buying that for sure. I'm like, yeah, I'm super skeptical about it myself. My number one problem with Bethesda games, and this even translated to when I played The Outer Worlds, which is a game that I generally very much adore, but the combat in those games, to me, has just never been like super satisfying. And like when you spend so much time in combat, it's kind of just like, I want it to be a little bit more, you know? But I don't know. Like I said, I haven't gotten my hands on anything yet, so who knows? Maybe the combat in Starfield's a bit better than, like, you know, their past games, but we'll see about that. I was saying before, IGN gave the game IGN was pretty critical of the game. Didn't give it the most glowing review, but still gave it like a decent 7 out of 10, and like that's been sending people, like, Twitter is a fucking firestorm right now over that shit. I'm like, guys, a 7 out of 10 is a good score. Someone on Twitter described it very perfectly. It's like the 7 out of 10 in general is like a review score, is like a very interesting Rorschach test to see like what people like, just how people think. Because like 7 out of 10 is like, you know, thanks to like school, especially if you like go to school here in America, right? It's like a 7 out of 10 is like the kiss of death for you, because like a 7 is like a C, and we're taught that like C is like, you know, just like the absolute fucking worst. Even though it's like 7 out of 10, it's like, you know, it's not even average. Like, we're taught that that's average, but like 7 out of 10, that's still like well above 50%. That's still like the majority of the points available to you, right? And yet, you know, because of like, again, because of like our schooling system, like the way grading generally works, it's like, right, it's like a C minus, right? Still passing. Exactly, it's still passing. Still passing. I don't know, it's weird. And yeah, very, very good point, Godzilla. Like, when is Twitter, or should I say X, not a firestorm? That is very true. That is very true. Rarely is that place ever at peace. Rarely is Twitter ever at peace. Let's see. God, it's the same problem with Goodreads. Anything not 5 stars gets shat on, but then even then the books that have 5 stars are just the ones that are widely popular. It is good. I didn't know that Goodreads was like that. I've heard like some like funkiness about like Goodreads here and there over the years, but like I've never really heard that much about the culture of Goodreads. What is the culture of Goodreads like, Zeal, if you don't mind elucidating the class here, if you don't mind edifying us a little bit here. Twitter is objectively bad for everyone's mental health. Yeah. And yet somehow mysteriously I've ended up spending more time on it this year than I have in the last like 2 combined, which is, I don't know what that says about me. I'm doing great, guys. No, I actually am doing better though than I was previously, especially now that, like, you know, like the stress of like moving and shit is everything. I refuse to call it X. Yeah, me too. You'll never catch me saying that shit in public, bro. You'll never catch me saying that shit, period. You'll never catch me saying X ever. Yeah, man. You know, it takes a special kind of genius to destroy one of the most recognized brand names in all of human history. Takes a lot of courage to pull off something like that. Whether you're Twitter, whether you're HBO, you know. Whew. Speaking of streaming, oh my god, I totally forgot that this happened to me. Hold on, let me figure out how to configure this part, then I got a story to tell y'all. I don't know exactly what the culture is like because I mostly use it to like keep track of what I've read, but I think the platform is itself to dogpiling similar to IMDb with regards to, so it's the IMDb of books. Say less. I understand. I understand that. I understand where you're coming from. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Lazy, I'm starting to see exactly what you mean about this frickin' Halo, dude. Like, this is kind of ridiculous. I cannot for the life of me. I'm kind of struggling to figure out how exactly this is supposed to secure onto the model. They couldn't have picked like a better anchor point for this? Like, come on now. This is silly. This is just silly. Is this supposed to not attack? I guess it's supposed to just float freely. Looks like it's just supposed to float freely, but that doesn't, I don't really like that, but okay. Oh, no, I see in the diagram now. Yep, it is floating freely. It's the skull is not attached to the backpack. Okay. That is a very key detail. I'm glad. Yeah, like why does the servitor wire have to be the? Yeah, exactly. Like why couldn't it be the skull? Like the skull just seems like the most obvious choice for a connection point for this. This kind of makes no sense. This is kind of frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. But we out here. We're doing it. We're doing it. Doing it live. I eventually just gave up on it and left it off. Fair dues, fair dues. I've done that with plenty of models in the past. When I was building Sisters Repentia, like this time last year, I remember like I gave up on some of like the more like decorative bits of them. I was like, y'all are just gonna go into battle like without all these like chains and shit, because I can't be fucked to do this. I can't be fucked to bother with this right now. I sincerely cannot. Let's see. Lazy, thank you for the follow on Twitter. I just saw that. I just saw you followed me. Appreciate that, dog. Alright, let's get these wings on too. What was I talking about before? Before I read Zeal's comment about Goodreads, I was talking about something else. I cannot remember though for the life of me. Okay, so that's how the wings attach. Okay, so let's see. I got big plans for painting these wings. I'm actually so excited to get to painting these. I don't know if my plan's gonna work, but if it does, shit's gonna look pretty sick. So I am looking forward to that. Even though it's likely gonna be one of the more challenging parts of this paint job. For those of you who might have missed me saying it, I mentioned I'm gonna let that sit and dry for a little bit, but I picked up some acrylic inks today on my way home from work because they had them in stock finally, the ones I was looking for. Gonna use those to do some cool tint effects on the wings, on Celestine's wings when we get to painting those. So yeah, look forward to that action. Hopefully, because this paint project is definitely going to take several streams to complete, so hopefully the plan is, if by the time I get to the wings I can like have my hands on like a spray ventilation solution that I can have here in my room, I can hopefully show that airbrushing step on stream live to y'all instead of doing it offline, because I feel like that's going to be a pretty cool part of the paint process. I want to be able to show that to y'all live. So I'm also going to be kind of figuring out shit in real time too, so I'm going to make for good content, you know. So yeah, definitely going to investigate those. I know what I want to do for a spray booth solution type beat, but like the issue is this window right here off to my side, it opens up into the alleyway behind my apartment building. And the problem with the alleyway behind my apartment building is that there be several pests back there of a rather unsavory sort. And if any of them got into my bedroom, y'all, you would literally watch me collapse on stream live in 4K, well, 1080p. But you get my point. It would be the absolute worst thing. That's like a nightmare scenario for me. So it's like, so if I can find a way to like guard the space in the window opening where like the hose or like whatever exhaust solution I use isn't, then I'd be set. That's basically the only thing preventing me from like going full throttle with that, is figuring out a sort of shielding solution for the window. Or we could just wait till winter and wait for everything back there to either go to sleep or perish to the freezing cold. There's only one acceptable type of bug in this house, and it's my collection of Tyranids models inside of my Leviathan box off to the side over here. Those are the only acceptable bugs. Okay, Godzilla, please release my family. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Alright, let's get this other wing secured. They are staying in the dungeon until you paint the nest. Fine, okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to that Nid's painting project. That's gonna be really fun. We got Death Guard to do first, though. So yeah, Lazy, since you're new here, I'll tell you this. So like, coming down the pipeline... Oh shit, hold on. I'm almost about to fuck shit up here. Coming down the pipeline after we finish with Sisters, after finishing Celestine, we're going to be painting Death Guard next, and then followed by Death Guard, we're going to be doing some Tyranids. So you got that to look forward to right here on youtube.com/@ChimeraGames. Also, y'all, this has been such a fun stream so far. I really, as always, have been enjoying hanging out with y'all here, as we do every Friday night. If you're new here, first of all, thanks for stopping by. I'm just going to remind y'all one more time, if you like what you see here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and of course leave a like. Oh my fucking god. And of course leave a like. That's what I get for the self-promo, right? No, but don't forget to leave a like on the stream too, y'all, because of course it helps out the channel a lot. If you want to follow me on my socials, those are all down in the description below. Thanks, guys. Alright. Well, if this isn't the consequences of my own actions. Let's see how we can, fix this up. Yeah, Lazy, I'm definitely seeing what you mean about this, fam. This is some little bullshit, okay. Whew. Goddamn. Okay. They couldn't have given, like, a little bit more space on the jump pack to, like, give these a secure platform to like really adhere. Dang, I thought that other wing was dry. That one's falling off now too. Darn it. Alright. There's not a lot of... Yeah, there's like not a lot of surface area on this on these connection points for the wings here. Wish they had given it a little bit more. We will make it work though. We will make it work. I am determined to get these wings on. I must avenge you. I don't know if this has been said, but consider not attaching the wings for painting. Oh. Interesting. Oh, you mean like the wings to the model? Yeah. I was thinking about that earlier, like at the top of stream, just before you hopped on. Actually, I was talking about my overall strategy for painting. But yeah, I'm probably gonna. This is actually the first time I'm probably gonna paint like somewhat in sub-assembly. By leaving the wings off. Yeah, attaching to the model. Yeah, I feel you, Nikki. I feel you. Yeah, because with the type of airbrush work I want to do, it would work best if I leave these off. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm thinking the exact same thing. I agree. I think that is going to be the way for this particular model. We are going to leave the wings off until we are ready. Question for y'all. Does anyone have any particularly strong feelings, any particular preferences, recommendations for like masking solutions for the connection points? Like, should I use like silly putty? Should I use I don't know if people use tape on models, but like if anyone's got any solutions for like how to mask the connection point so I can go back and like secure it with plastic cement later on, let me know, because I have never really done this before. Poster tag, silly putty. Oh, silly putty, that's the other one I've heard about. Okay, bet, yeah. Silly putty. That sounds good. I can get my hands on some silly putty. Easy. Or masking tape too. Big bet. Thanks, guys. Okay. I'm just trying to make the wings even now. I don't know if y'all can see, but they're kind of lopsided. So I'm just trying to even them out without doing something that's going to make me want to pull my hair out. Thankfully, the halo has stayed remarkably secure this entire time, so that's good. Just dry fit it to see where exactly you need to glue. Okay, bet. Let's see. Alright. I think that's going to be good for now. I'm going to let that dry all the way before I attempt to touch that again. Okay. I wonder if that has to do with my... Sorry guys, give me 1 second. I'm just going to check something in Stream Elements. Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. Just dry fit to see where you... Oh yeah, okay, I read that already. Perfect. Okay. I know what to do. That's gonna be something I'm gonna have to fix for next time. Just a wee little technical back-end thing. Nothing that should get in the way too much throughout the rest of tonight. But yeah, okay, so effectively Celestine is done for construction-wise, basically, because we're not gonna attach the wings, although I guess I'll go ahead. I'm trying to think, is this gonna be easier to hold when painting? No, I should attach the, I feel like I should attach this to the base. I feel like that would be, I mean, at that point, it's like it's redundant. Yeah, because when I also go to spray this later, it's gonna be easier. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and glue this to the base. That'll be fine for now. Because actually this whole scroll situation is actually like a lot more stable than I gave it credit for initially, so I'm actually pretty confident we'll just go ahead. You can attach it, it'll feel bouncy, but okay, gotcha. Oh, that actually looks so sick. Oh my god. Nice. Okay. Oh, that actually is gonna look so freaking cool when all is said and done. Look at that. That's actually like... that's actually pretty freaking sick. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright. With her out of the way for the time being, let us now move to assemble her bodyguards. Alright, so we need parts 34 and 33 to start off with here, it says. Okay. Where are those? Are these on here? Here's 34. Where's 33? Here we go, on the same sprue. Perfect. Let me move Celestine out of the way so I do not bump anything. Okay. Perfect. Let us begin. There we go. Here we go, satellite, radio. Boom. And we can just twist this part off. Boom, there we go. And it says we need to attach, okay, it's another, gotcha, okay, so let me clean this up real quick. Yeah, this this looks like it'll be pretty straightforward. One of my my very first Sisters purchase was the Sisters Combat Patrol, and 5 Seraphim come in the Sisters Combat Patrol. I remember the Seraphim. At the time, I thought the Seraphim were like the coolest unit in the box. I just liked how they were flyers. I gotta say, of all the combat patrols in the game, like the Sisters one is actually like a pretty sweet deal for getting into Sisters, because you truly get like a little bit of everything with that kit, which is I just think is really cool. You get some of our flyers, some of our melee, some of our armor, get some standard infantry in there, a couple characters. Overall, not a bad deal. It's got the only major drawback to it is the fact that all the models are monopose, which means the loadouts are locked, the poses are locked. But like for a player just starting out, it's a good first purchase because you get like a taste of everything really the army has to offer. Although I will say that the squad sizes are a bit awkward in that box. Like for example, a 4-woman squad of Repentia, like 4, it's kind of weird. 4 is kind of a weird squad. Not kind of, it is a weird squad size for the Repentia. Especially now that they come in squads of 10 with the point system for 10th edition. 9 plus the Repentia Superior. Is it true that the combat patrols are balanced to fight other combat patrol boxes right out of the box? On paper, yes. In practice, debatable. Because there are definitely certain combat patrols that are better than others. In fact, the only faction to be getting well, aside from the Tyranids and the Space Marines, because their new combat patrol boxes are basically just like the separate halves of Leviathan minus a couple of certain units, but others aside from them, the one faction getting a new combat patrol box in 10th edition is the Necrons, because the old version of it was actually hot garbage. Because like the points are taken up by like models by units that just make no frickin' sense, like the Doom Scythe / Night Scythe. Especially when they nerfed flyers toward the end of 9th edition, that unit became even more terrible than it already was. And so the fact that it was taking up so much space in the combat patrol box was just kind of infuriating to Necrons players. So yeah, but you know, but again, theoretically though, it was designed to be balanced against every other combat patrol box in the game. But again, in practice, it didn't really seem to make much sense. There was such a nonsensical combination of units included in that box. It's just like there's no way that you can call that balanced. So Necrons are getting a new one, and their new one, I must say, is looking pretty freaking tasty. I have a small collection of Necrons. They were like the first side project I ever worked on. Did the classic sandstone Necron paint scheme a la Midwinter Minis. That was really fun, especially because it was like such a fast process too. That's how I really learned to use my airbrush, was painting that Force of Necrons. But yeah, so maybe might pick it up to add it onto the future, the new Combat Patrol. And is the same rule set for Combat Patrols as regular games, or is it a different game like Kill Team is different? Good question. So it is basically its own rule set. The Combat Patrols have separate rules, gameplay rules wise. It is the same, but the units have different data sheets. So the stats are rebalanced. So for example, I mentioned before how say the Tyranid Combat Patrol box, the new one we're about to get, is basically composed of units from the Leviathan box. But the data sheets for those units are not the same as in mainline 40k. They are different. Same layout. They're identical, in terms of layout, to the to the 40k data sheet, so it's not like how in Kill Team they have like a completely different like format basically, but the stats are different, and they might have additional abilities as well. Otherwise, my understanding is that it plays exactly the same as like a standard game of 40k, just on a smaller scale. Let's see here, got some more cleaning up to do right here, and then this is a leg, so for most sisters' legs, there's probably a mold line somewhere on here to clean up, and yes, there is, right here on the side of a calf, which is where they usually are on sisters' models. So clean that up real quick. Got kind of running down the side right here too. Clean that up. Go. Okay, parts 37 and 38. So with the model facing forward, 37 goes on the left shoulder, or I guess it's her right shoulder, but it's on the left side to us, and then 38 goes on the right. A little bit. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and now these just go on their respective shoulders. I see the connection point right here where the shoulders meet the neck, so we're gonna, that was probably too much plastic cement. Whoopsie daisies. No worries. There we go, that's one side, and then we get the other one real quick, yeah. There for a minute. Hold on. Where are my tweezers at? Here we go. Oh, I see. It's because this arm is raised. Right, because she's shooting her bolt pistol out from this arm. Yeah, got it. Okay, that's why it's a little weird. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Okay, now I need part 41. It's right here. And then I'll go ahead and cut out part 42. Actually, I can just twist it out. I love it when you can do that. Makes things a lot easier. There we go. Snip that off. This is probably going to be an X-Acto knife job right here. And then that rather precarious connection point was right there, but it actually looks pretty good. Looks like I got most of it off, so I'm not going to tempt fate and try to cut anything right there, because unfortunately that connection point was on a pretty fragile point of the model. Another one of those things that I don't get why GW does sometimes. I'm like, why you do this to us? Trying to debate us, bro? Come on now. Here we go. Clean off this mold line right here on the thigh. The worst is when it connects to the sprue on what's supposed to be a smooth. Yes! Oh my gosh, yes. Or like when it connects on like the very like thin like neck or like tubing on some weapon, and it's like you either have to like you're running the risk of like cutting into the weapon and like snapping apart. I hate when that happens. I hate when that happens. Okay. I hate it. Yeah, this. Me too. And that happens all the time with sisters, because again, we have so many like little spindly like ornamental bits, which look great, but it's like, come on, help us out a little bit here, you know? Interesting. Okay. What else do we need now? Parts 43 and 39. Pretty self-explanatory. Here, see, this shit right here. This is exactly what I'm talking about, Nikki. Watch, one day it's gonna be attached to by the sister. God, I hope that never happens. But like, see, look, this is exactly what we're freaking talking about right here. If you look at, let me get the focus right on here. If you look at part 39 right there. This part right here, like this is like the insignia that goes on the shoulder pad. Like, what the frick is that? Like, look at this shit. Also, why is that a separate freaking part and just not on the shoulder? Like, look at this shit. Like that, that is the bane of my existence right there. I'm not gonna lie. I am not going to cap. That shit sucks. That kind of sucks, Loki. Oh my god, okay. I can't even like twist this off for life. I'm just gonna have to try very carefully to cut it. Oh, you know what I can do? I'll just, I'll come at it from the base right here. There we go. Ooh, I almost snapped it in half. See? This shit right here gets me. This shit right here pisses me off. Oh, wow. We're doing it, we're doing it. At the very least, the piece itself seems to be pretty sturdy, so like, even though I had to like twist it off a little bit right there, it like was fine. Alright, I'm gonna use my clippers as pliers here to try and twist off this bit right here. See, it's so tiny the camera won't even focus on it. Uh-oh. Okay. If I'm not able to get like every little bit of sprue off of this, it's gonna be, oh. Okay, there we go. Got one, had to do a bit of a close shave there. Time to get the other. Uh-oh. And like, because this has to go like into like a socket molded to this shape, it has to go on like, I have to like cut this nearly perfectly. Okay, I just took a little bit of a chunk out of it, but it's like an acceptable chunk. We'll call that acceptable casualties and move on. You're in the guard now, son. Anyway. Almost lost track of the piece again right there because it's so tiny. Like, see, look at this. Like, why do I have to attach the insignia to the shoulder pad? Like, what sense does that make? Why couldn't that just be on the model like it is with literally every standard Sisters model? Like, come on. Are the Gemini Superior truly that special? Alright. Okay. Where's part 42? I think I removed it already. I did remove it already. I have no idea where it went, though. Okay. Did I remove it already? Hold on, let me double check that. Oh, 42 is already on there. I'm so silly. I meant to say 43. No, I did not remove that one already. Here it is right here. Whew. Okay, I thought we had an AWOL piece there for a second, y'all. Okay. I will say I am very happy that I invested in a new pair of hobby clippers that are actually like narrower before we got to this point, because my old pair definitely would not have done the trick with this kit. That old chonky pair. These are the Army Painters clippers, by the way, for anyone wondering, in case you were wondering. These are the clippers from the Army Painter. They're really good, they're really sturdy, I like them a lot. Army Painter, they make good tools. I spent an embarrassing amount on clippers 2 weeks ago. Oh no. How much is, you don't have to give the exact figure, you can give a ballpark. How much is an embarrassing amount on for a pair of clippers? Hold on, I forgot on purpose. Real, that's so real. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I forgot on purpose. Let me unbury that shame on Amazon real quick. Alright. $44 and $45. Oh, perfect. Just the weapons now. And then the jump pack. Awesome. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh, see now, here's another really silly example of this shit right here that we were still talking about. Look at this. The connection point for the jump pack is not already on her back. It is right here, and I have to attach that and then attach the jump. Like, what the? That's just silly. That's just silly. 45. Okay, well, look on the bright side. You got yourself a nice family heirloom right there. See, that's what you got to think about, right? It's like, hey, look. Probably the last pair you'll ever need, right? pass it down across the generations, you know? You know? Whatever helps you sleep, what helps you sleep at night. Which of course can just be like, you know what, fuck it, I wanted them. For real, yeah. Okay, scrape off that. Okay. Oop, took a chunk out of the arm right there by mistake, but that's okay. It's pretty invisible. Probably gonna need a pair of clippers soon. Yeah, my old pair, the reason why I got a new pair is because my old pair was starting to like weirdly rust up on me. I'm like, you have literally never been exposed to moisture except maybe from my sweaty hands. In fact, that's thinking about it now in retrospect, that's probably the exact thing that did them in. But I was like, yeah, time to get a new pair before these actually fall apart on me at an inopportune moment. So yeah. Yeah, but they lasted me a good solid, like, they lasted me a year and 2 months before I had to get a new pair. So, like, not bad, not bad. But yeah, if you have them available near you, say you're at your local game store, Lazy, I recommend the Army Painter ones. They're a good, decent price, decent quality. Can't go wrong with them, I think. Or if you're looking for other recommendations, I'm sure all of us hobbyists here in the chat got plenty of those. Got a pretty decently strong accumulation of hobbying experience up in this chat, so you know. Definitely shout if you need Rex. Okay, so that kind of gets tucked underneath the arm. Like that, so, or under the armpit, I should say, so. Boom. Okay. And then we do, not the wings, not yet at least. We do the gun arm, which how's that supposed to go in there? Looks like it's a slot type situation. Palm is facing out. Front. It doesn't look right. Oh, wait. No. Interesting. I'm having a hard time figuring out the angle right here. I'm probably gonna. Oh, yeah, sorry, I already read that one. Okay. Interesting. Of all the things I could have anticipated being a bit of a, not roadblock, but a bit tricky tonight, this is certainly not one of the ones I was expecting. Let's see if we can figure this out, though. That looks right. Oh, yeah, okay, I figured it out. Okay, cool. So it actually goes in like these. I'm trying so hard to win this Baldur's Gate 3 fight, but it's so hard. What level are you at, Flux? I'm already inside of Baldur's Gate. Oh, okay, gotcha, gotcha. I mean, like, what character level are you at? Stash the base. $10? Ah, I see. Pretty decently high up there, aren't you? Cool beans. Oh yeah, Nikki, I see what you mean about these being kind of shaky on their bases. Like they're stable, but they're shaky. If I didn't know any better, I'd be kind of concerned about that, looking at that. But actually, I can see how what you mean, but about it being like totally fine, though. So that's cool. That's all well and good. Oh wait, gotta stretch. It's been a minute since I stretched. We were doing excellently on time. Perfect. So we're gonna finish building this tonight. We're gonna finish building this unit tonight. First unit we've ever finished building in a single stream, which is nice. But it is a very small unit, so I mean, kind of like no duh. Of course we were gonna finish this tonight. All right, I need parts 20 and 19. Yeah, I was like painting one of those hula girl. Yeah, I know what you mean. One of those hula girl ornaments. I understood that reference. Oh my god. Speaking of Marvel and therefore Disney by extension, are there any Star Wars fans in the chat? Anyone seen the Ahsoka show yet? If so, how is it? I've heard some less than favorable opinions on it, which personally makes me quite sad because Ahsoka's one of my favorite characters in Star Wars canon. I'm a sucker for the Clone Wars. What can I say? That shit was my jam growing up. And season 7, whew. Let me just say, by the time I watched season 7, it had been a minute since I last cried from a spot of television, and man, that shit got me good. That shit got me real good. I haven't seen it. Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I might check it out. Oh, I remember the other thing I wanted to talk about earlier that I couldn't remember. Holy crap, guys! So y'all heard about Netflix's freaking password crackdown that they've started? Or that they started like slowly rolling out? Well, guess what? Shit finally hit me a couple nights ago. I'm sitting in my living room trying to watch Netflix on my Xbox, and it says, "Oh, this isn't the device of the primary account holder," or whatever the fuck it said. And I was like, "You have got to be kidding me!" I was so upset at first. I was like, "Crap! Well, there goes my Netflix access for my family. I'm either have to get my own account or just like stop using Netflix, because this freaking sucks." And I don't want to pay $15 a month for Netflix because first of all, I don't believe Netflix has the content really. I don't think Netflix has the content library, at least for me personally, to like really invest in that. But good news is I discovered that it does still work. I can still sign into like my family's account on my desktop and on my laptop for whatever reason. Don't really understand why, but hopefully no one at Netflix HQ is watching this, ready to ruin my night. My new thing is rotating. Oh yeah, like moving your subscription over from like one streaming service to another. That might be my new thing too, honestly. Right now I got it on HBO Max, because it's better than, you know, paying for them all at once, especially for like when the shows you want to watch aren't like airing new episodes. It's like you don't really need the subscription. You could just move it over to a different one, move the money over to a different one. So yeah, that's a very wise strategy indeed. But yeah, that whole Netflix password crackdown. Yeah, like Flux, like I'm mad that actually fucking worked. Like I'm mad that it actually got people to fork over the cash for their own subscription. I'm like, damn it. If only that had backfired tremendously. Personally, I feel like they were very smart to wait and let like the initial reactions cool down, because had they initiated, had they pushed the initiative sooner, especially in the United States, oh, it would have never fucking worked. But they waited us out. Those bastards, they waited us out, and they seems like it paid off for them. So, you know, kudos to them, I guess. Speaking of Netflix, though, I will say one really awesome thing on Netflix right now. If y'all haven't seen it yet, the movie They Cloned Tyrone, starring John Boyega, Jamie Foxx. That movie is fucking fire. That movie was so fucking good. It had been genuinely ages since I laughed that hard at a movie. Like, that movie's got it all. It's got action, it's got comedy, it's got some heart, it's got a cool message at the core of it. Like, interesting themes, good writing, great performances. Like, whoever that casting director is for that movie, I hope they got paid really fucking well, because they deserve it, truthfully. That movie is so well cast. Ever since I got out of school, I've been paying very close attention to like how movies are cast, and also just like listening very closely to the writing too, because like, so for those of you who don't know, I went to acting school for college. I was a theater major at my school, and you know, one of like the biggest lessons for me coming out of acting school was learning how to discern like bad writing and bad acting, and like learning to recognize when like really good actors were just handed like really bad scripts. And like a part of like my observation, like that I can't turn off now, it's like the shit's in my brain when I'm watching movies and TV, is seeing and exploring like how they just make that shit work, which is just such a fascinating thing to me, honestly. Thankfully, They Cloned Tyrone was no such case. That writing is rock solid. Yeah, they really did a stellar job with that movie. That's low-key my favorite thing that Netflix has put out. I don't want to say ever, honestly. My favorite thing since Altered Carbon Season 1. I'll say that. It's another one of my favorite TV shows. Is it enough of my favorite to get me to buy Netflix when I can probably find other workarounds? I don't know about that. But yeah. That's like low-key my fear, though, is that one day just all of our media is going to be locked behind subscription services, and it's like, if they decide to, take it down, or, if you, like, stop paying for it, you just lose access to it forever. Which is just fucking terrifying to me. Like, sort of erosion of, like, ownership of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that no one can watch Westworld anymore. Have I seen Barry yet? No, but that is on my list. I'm literally gonna start that in a couple of weeks, Nikki. I'm so excited. I've heard lots of great things about Barry. I really want to check it out. And speaking of HBO Max, that's what I was about to say, is that, like, it's crazy to me that of all the shows from HBO Max, you can't watch Westworld anymore. Freaking Westworld, like, that was like a juggernaut of that platform for a really long time, and the fact that you just can't watch it anymore is like terrifying to me, because that show was like very successful and a very well produced show. Very high production values on that show, and the fact that they just like Thanos snapped it, the fact that they thought that they could just do that and then they did it, that to me is just like, if you had told me like 2 years ago that they'd be taking Westworld off of off of HBO Max, I'd be like, that's just unfathomable. Yeah, the first season was really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's not like it was like, it wasn't like that show didn't fall off. Like, it definitely did at a certain point, but like not enough to like justify deleting the entire show. Why did they do that? Good question, Nikki. So, I don't know why they specifically targeted Westworld, but I can tell you the reason why they, like, in general, were taking down a lot of shit from HBO Max. Very simply, it's for a tax write-off, because, basically what by taking down the show, they're like, oh yeah, this show was like a flop, this show was a bit of a failure, so, like, we lost money on it, like, can we have tax write-off, please? And then they get a tax break from the IRS. It's literally just that simple. It's all for tax breaks. It's literally all for tax breaks. And the thing is, now, like, that can happen to literally anything. Like, just recently, I was reading an article on Hollywood Reporter. I was reading an article about how there was going to be, like, and stop me if no one remembers what these books were, but if y'all remember the Spiderwick Chronicles, that book series, and how there was, like, a movie, like, I think at this point it had to be at least 15 years ago. That was the Spiderwick Chronicles was going to get a series on Disney Plus, and right as it was about to release, they fucking pulled the plug on it last minute. Why? Again, tax write-offs. And if you think about how, like, first of all, the Spiderwick Chronicles, like, yeah, it's been like probably 15 years since anyone last read the Spiderwick Chronicles, but that's familiar, recognizable IP. It has like the name brand recognition among a certain audience to, like, you know, carry its weight on the platform. And, like, you know, especially alongside the Percy Jackson series coming out soon, it's like, you know, it would have been like a pretty, like, you know, cool thing to have both of those shits on the platform at the same time. But they just, again, they pulled it for tax write-offs, and it's like, those poor kids. Like, this is a show that starred kids. Like, imagine being a kid actor, you get your first big break on this really cool series based off of a beloved children's book series, right? Disney's producing it, and then they just go, you know what, we're gonna take all your hard work, actors, writers, crew, directing staff, and just toss it in the fucking fire. And like, it never happened. Like, the fact that this is the state of things now is utterly terrifying to me as a creative, because, like, it's kind of just like, how fucking dare you, you know? Yeah, real life, the producers. You're so right, Nikki. I wonder if that's why there's a lot of bad content out these days. That's definitely got to be part of it, but also there's a simpler explanation too, or at least another component to it, which is that, how do I put it? Sorry, give me 1 second to focus on cleaning up this part, then I'll talk about it a little bit. From what I remember from, like, lecture in school, I remember my professor talking about how, like, basically it's like, you know, in this internet age where, like, you know, there's no such thing as, like, you know, a limitation of shelf space. You know, the movies, TV shows, etc., they no longer have to compete for shelf space in stores because, like, who buys DVDs anymore, and when you can just put it on streaming instead, right? And part of, like, the theory of why, like, there's so much, like, bad content is that it's not that it's necessarily bad in the eye, like, of course they don't see it like that, because why would they greenlight it? It's trying to target as many niches as possible and find, like, audiences in, like, basically every nook and cranny and corner of the globe they possibly can. Because the theory is, this is the theory of, like, long tail economics, is that, like, you know, there's, like, the theory goes that there's, like, a nigh on infinite, like, amount of storage space available. Therefore, it's like, you know, just crank out as much as you can, because someone out there has got to watch it, and because we don't have to, like, you know, again, because we don't have to worry about shelf space, you know, like, every view is basically like a sale. And it's like, if we can crank out an infinite amount of content, it should crank out an infinite amount of money. Now, obviously, there are some issues with this theory, issues that Netflix themselves and other streaming services have begun to encounter, and thus we get all these fucking moments where these shows are being written off for the purposes of tax write-offs, and you're like, yeah, long term this business model is not sustainable. This is going to fall apart eventually. When? I don't know. I'm not an economist. I am but a silly little artist over here doing my silly little thing. But yeah, that's definitely part of it too. Also, love the Producer's Wife, friends. I freaking love that movie. Love that movie. There was a time where that movie was, like, low-key my entire well, not my entire personality, but, like, I wouldn't stop quoting it in high school. Just ask Flux. He and I went to high school together. He can tell you. There's some people doing good work still. At least I'm terrified for anyone that's at risk by AI now. Yeah, me too. Especially because, like, in Ahsoka. So I heard about Ahsoka. One of the reasons why I'm, like, concerned about Ahsoka is that I heard that they, like, got, like, they basically, like, they fully CGI'd Luke into a certain scene. And this isn't sorry if this is a spoiler to anyone, but, like, basically, like, they, like, got him, and they also, like, they took the actor who was, like, basically the stand-in, and they used AI apparently to manipulate his voice to sound more like younger Mark Hamill. I'm like, that is fucking terrifying. But you know what? It's that shit that, like, it's that shit that makes makes AMPTP, the organization that represents all, like, the major studios in trade negotiations. That's what makes them think they can outlast the striking actors and writers, because they think, like, oh, we're gonna test out this technology and, like, with a beloved IP, say, like, Star Wars, for example, and, like, you know, we'll let people slowly get used to it, and then, like, you know, slowly we'll phase it in more and more and more. That's their plan, at least. But you know, if people make enough noise, make enough, like, you know, drum up enough backlash, then eventually, you know, they're gonna be like, okay, maybe we should back off from this, because reviews are tanking, and they are tanking a lot. The problem is, though, Star Wars is an IP that's very appealing to who? Children. And children, when they see shiny new cool technology, they go like, ooh, that's really cool. That's why Star Wars as an IP and Marvel as well have been like sort of the proving grounds, the testing grounds for these technologies. Like, y'all remember, I don't know if y'all saw Rogue One, but y'all remember the first time you saw CGI Princess Leia or CGI Grand Moff Tarkin, and you went like, ayo, what the fuck was that? So that was like low-key one of like the first like prolific uses of that like de-aging sort of CGI actor technology that we're seeing more of these days. And it's because like I said, Star Wars in and of itself has been a testing ground for Disney to try out all these technologies, because it's like, it's Star Wars, it's sci-fi, they think it works. Yeah, and those movies were like pretty gross, especially because like Rogue One came out like not soon, but it was like it had to have been at least a year since Carrie Fisher's like around about a year since Carrie Fisher's passing, if I remember correctly. Let me see real quick. She passed away in I remember very clearly she passed away in 2016. She was like, there were a lot of like high profile celebrity deaths that year. Yeah, she passed away in 2016, and then Rogue One also came out in 2016. Actually, yeah, no, Rogue One came out December 16th. She passed away December. Yeah, see, it came out 11 days before she passed away. Right? Yeah. She literally passed 11 days after the release of Rogue One. So that's just like even more like, what the fuck? When you think about it, like in that context too, it's just like, woof. Woof. But yeah, as you can see, I have lots of thoughts and opinions and shit on this matter. It's so interesting to me seeing like the sort of like industry trends that like I used to hear professors talk about all the time sort of like start to rear their ugly heads. Emerging industry trends, I mean to say. It's just fascinating shit to me. They did it in Gladiator? Wait, they did it in Gladiator? Interesting. Wait, with oh wait, did I hear about this? Who was it that they used it with on Gladiator? Do you remember off the top of your head, Nikki? Oh god, cut out the rest of these parts. We're almost done with this, Gemini. Proximo. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Dang, I gotta go back and watch Gladiator and check that out now, because I think I know what you're talking about, but it's been about a year since I last saw that movie, so I'd have to take another glance at it to see what you mean. But that's interesting. Yeah. I know which character you're talking about. Wow, okay. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that the next time I watch that movie. Nope. Too much cement. Dang, all the way back in the year, like, what, 2000 was when Gladiator was released? 2002? Dang, that's crazy. You're right, truly no one noticed, because I sure as hell didn't. But also, I was 2 years old. Well, not that I saw the movie at the time of release, but you know what I mean. There's one scene he's walking around through the dark and lets Russell Crowe out. It's pretty clean, especially from when it came out. Fascinating. You know, speaking of VFX artists, the VFX artists at Disney are preparing to unionize, try to fight for better working conditions up in their space, which is exciting to see, because that's one thing that like Disney was like really been using as a crutch are their VFX artists, especially if you watch like any of the more recent Marvel releases. Like, yikes. I think the actor died during filming. Ooh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Interesting. Wow. All the way back then. I never knew that. All artists have to at this point. Yeah, for real. For real. Because this shit ain't getting better, especially with like the emergence of AI and whatnot. Yeah, man, especially for my friends who are writers, I'm like, y'all, I am holding out for y'all big time, because holy shit, this shit is scary as hell. And it's interesting because it's not even like they don't. It's not like they even want to use AI to like write up final drafts. Because like these people, like they're, you know, they make some pretty silly decisions, but they're not fully stupid, right? They know that like AI can't crank out like, you know, fully well written like drafts of scripts and whatnot. But what they want, but what they want is for writers to come in and like basically clean up like the AI's work, and therefore only receive like at best like assistant writing credit on these productions, which would of course result in significantly lower pay for a lot of these writers, which is just so like awful. Like imagine like having to take a massive pay cut because of something like that, you know? It's just shit's unfathomable. And yet it's slowly becoming more and more fathomable. It's becoming more and more real by the day, the longer the studios try to, you know, fight the WGA on this shit. Sounds like machine training. Yeah, exactly. They're just gonna feed it right back into the machine so that it would be better next time. And so with the intent of eventually just phasing out like the human input, which is just fucking wild to me. Ugh. Disgusting. But yeah, goes without saying, I support SAG, I support the WGA, you know, rooting for them, rooting for my friends who are writers, especially because writers criminally underrated, man. They do not get enough appreciation for what it is they do. Alright, I'll hop off my soapbox for the time being. Hope y'all didn't mind my rambling about acting in Hollywood and shit. Finally won the fight. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go. Congrats, dog. Big dubs. Took like 6... Wow, only 6 tries? That's amazing. You must be really good at the game. Good shit, bro. We are just about done with constructing this Gemini Superior. Just got a couple more pieces to insert here. They're gonna glue it to the base, and then we're done. And then we'll be done for the night. I'm like surprised, but in a pleasant way, that this actually ended up taking a full 3 hours. Nice. I'm happy we got a nice little full-length stream with some good progress here. Alright, here we go. Bada bing. Hey, bada boom. It's like pointing outward, right? Okay, so it's kind of like that, actually, yeah. Very nice. Alright, and then finally, just gonna take this base, glue that right there. Go around my tweezers so I can like clamp this down. I'm actually gonna put her a little bit closer to the edge just to add a little bit of positional variety here. Because the other Gemini is a bit more centered. So to counter that, I'll make her a little off-center here, just to add a little bit more visual variety. A very simple way, but effective way. This will come into play later on. I did not apply enough, whatchamacallit here. This will come into play later on when I'm basing, of course. Hold that in place. Why does this one not want to stay as well as the other one. Oh, there we go, we got it. Alright. And that's that. That is 2 Gemini Superior and 1 Celestine the Living Saint. All fully constructed with an asterisk since we're leaving the wings off for the time being. But yeah, these models are fully constructed and they will be ready for primer here between this stream and the next stream. Thanks so much, Nikki. Appreciate you stopping in. Have a good night, rest up, enjoy the rest of your evening, enjoy your weekend. Good luck, can't wait to see you paint, appreciate that, dog. And yeah, that's gonna be coming up here pretty shortly. So yeah, we're done for the night, y'all. Thanks so much for sticking around. Got some good progress in. We finished building Celestine, which is fantastic. So offline between this stream and the next stream, I'm going to be priming these, so that way we get them ready for painting for y'all. And then yeah, we'll be just going from there. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. Appreciate you, Lazy, if you're still there in the chat. Appreciate you stopping in. Always love it when new friends come on by. You're welcome back anytime, fam. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much to everyone else who joined us here tonight as well. If you're new here, don't forget that my name is Christian. This is youtube.com/@ChimeraGames. If you like what you saw here, please subscribe before you go, and then also hit the notification bell so you know exactly when we go live every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what you saw here tonight too, don't forget to leave a like, of course, on the stream because it helps out the channel immensely. And if you want to follow me in my off time, all my social links can be found in the description of this stream below. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. Hope y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy your long weekend. And until I see you again, peace.